Good morning everyone and welcome to my podcast Roma at 360 degrees from today, also in English, because I want to try to analyze Roma, the transfer market, the pitch, every aspect about our team also in English. I want to remind you that you can find that podcast also in Italian, and if you would like to subscribe on my channel, I will be really happy. So let's begin from the latest news, because the latest news of Roma is that Enzo Lefee is arriving finally after a long dialogue between Roma and Rennes. He will arrive in the capital city of Italy for 23 million euros. It's a huge bid, because we are talking about a player who is 24, and we are talking about a player who is really young. He played in Rennes last year. He doesn't score much, but he's a player that has characteristics that we need, because he's a player that fights on every ball. He's a player like Bove. I don't know him personally. I read some articles in which were written that he's a player box to box. He likes to attack, but he also likes to defend. So we need player like him. We need fast players. So I hope that he will do well, and I wish a good luck to him, because it will be really important. Yesterday, the retirement of Roma began in Trigoria. Everyone who didn't play in Euro 2024 was involved. There were also Paulo Dybala and other players, Tammy Abraham, for example, Baldanzi and Eduardo Bove, and the squad slept in Trigoria, and let's say that an important aspect to talk about is that Karsdorp will train individually. He wasn't called for yesterday. He arrived today in Trigoria, and he will train individually. So this is an aspect to consider and to talk about, because Roma will try to sell him. It won't be easy, because I don't know how much market Karsdorp will have, but we absolutely have to try to sell him, because he did an horrible season last year. So his contract will expire in 2025. So it will be fundamental to sell him, and we will have to buy another center back, another right back defender. So I don't know. I really don't know. I hope that he won't stay in Rome for another year. But I understand that it won't be easy to sell him. So let's see what happens. I really like that decision from the society. I really like how Ghisolfi is working. But on the other side, I didn't like that Llorente will leave Roma. He will go to Betis Sevilla. He wanted to stay in Rome. I'm sure about that, because yesterday he posted on Instagram a long message in which he said thank you to the fans, to the society, to everyone. He was a really good defender. He helped us a lot in the last 1 year and a half. So I really don't understand why Roma didn't buy him, because with 3 million euros you could have bought a player of an experienced player, and a player that gave you much in the defensive way, because he played a lot of matches. He never injured, and this is an important aspect, and he could have helped the young players. So I really don't share this decision. I hope that Roma will buy another center back, but it's difficult to find a center back defender with 3 million euros of that strong and not of that value. So I really don't understand this decision. So let's see. Now we have two purchases players. We have Sangaré, who is officially, and Lefee, that is arriving in Roma. Today I think I will train with the squad, so let's see. and it will be official. The other player who I talked about yesterday in my Italian podcast was Chiesa. If Chiesa would arrive, will be an important player, a strong player, an experienced player, and a wing, the perfect wing for Daniele De Rossi, that wants to make the 4-3-3, and the Chiesa is the perfect player for him. So let's see. Sky Sport reported that Roma and Juventus had the agreement for the player, but Chiesa would like to play Champions League. So this is an important aspect to consider of. So let's see, I will try to report you any news, and Chiesa would be an important crack for Roma. But also for the entire league, because Roma fans would be crazy if he arrives in Roma. So I really hope that. I really like this project that Roma is bringing on, because Roma wants to sell a team, creating a mix between experienced players and young players. But you have to take young, strong players. And in particular, you have to create a mix, the right mix, taking young players that are good and that can balance the values between the starting 11 and the players on the bench, because this is the aspect that Roma missed in these years. Because when we arrived in February or in March, and you go on Europa League, but you don't have strong players in the bench, and always the same players play 3 matches for a week, that becomes really hard. So Roma arrived in the 6th place, in the 7th place. That's normal, because you go on in Europa League, but in the league, in Serie A, you don't have players to play with. So you have to make a choice. Mourinho made the choice last year. De Rossi didn't make 2 years ago. De Rossi didn't make the choice because Roma gave everything in Europa League and in Serie A, but you had injured players, you had tired players, because always the same players played. So this is an aspect where Roma must increase and must grow up. And I hope that Ghisolfi will do a good job also with De Rossi. So these were the latest news of Roma. If you like the English podcast, also leave a like, leave a comment, and if you want, subscribe on my channel. Roma at 360 degrees will return really soon. Bye bye, and Forza Roma!